Whose lens are you looking through and why? We make decisions in our lives about who we want to be and why. Obviously, I can't speak for everyone on this earth, but that sums up pretty much a lot of people. We are taught early in life that we need to become something, or a type of person who is embarking on a certain type of goal, and we are more than likely taught about this concept early on by our significant others like parents. But even if they don't teach us, society will. It is a highly acceptable societal rule, unless we are living in some isolated jungle, that we become something. That something is almost always job-related. So if you come from a family of, say, doctors or lawyers or business people, then more than likely you will tend to follow the footsteps of your family members. Obviously, there will always be some of us who will take the road less traveled, but mainly you can see the obvious influence the family has. If, however, your family is a family who no one has achieved anything and the members of your family rely on government help and are drug addicts or do practically nothing for a job, then you are more than likely to follow the same trend simply because you know no different and were presented with no role models who are different from what you know and have seen. If, however, we are to analyze this on a deeper level, we often tend to look through the lens of our families and stick to the familiar rules that ultimately determine who we become, more or less. Obviously, again, there are exceptions to this rule. Often we find a hobby or something that as a child we find that we are passionate about, like being a drummer, musician, an actor, an actress, writer or painter, but are told to keep that part of us as a hobby, as we would never be able to make money from it, and create a career, as careers that are enjoyable often are seen as non-lucrative careers and therefore should remain as a hobby. So whilst we may love to be a dancer, we reluctantly have to come back to reality, so they say, they being our parents, in order to pursue a real job. Whilst I can understand why we are brainwashed to think this way, it's because parents want the best for us. And yes, artists, people who are creative, are often creative but poor, having to sacrifice money in pursuit of their creativity. However, what if we are left and encouraged to pursue something we're really good at, and which not only gives us immense joy, but that we are so passionate about that we don't mind foregoing the money to give our destinies a chance? That's when all hell breaks loose if you are from a culture and family that doesn't pay much heed to creativity, but to careers that can actually generate some form of reliable income. I came from such a culture and from such a family, and just because I had an analytical mind from young and could argue and rationalize well, my father decided that I should live his dream of becoming a lawyer. I tried to make his dreams come true initially, but then decided otherwise. Because I wasn't given the permission or support to become what I was really good at and what I wanted to be, I attained my first degree, worked in the corporate world, but wasn't happy and never fitted in, just because I was conditioned that that was the right way to live and earn money. Then I was lost for ages, tried other types of jobs just to come back to the beginning, to realize that I was supposed to be a counselor, and now also a motivational speaker, a life coach, or someone who others consider me as someone who can truly help them. When I truly realized what I wanted to do and have now gone back to studies again and re-embarked on a new career path, I was brave enough to make that decision, even though people my age are considering their retirement plans. I have other plans in the making too, but will reveal those plans later. I do admit I'm highly ambitious, but that's just me. You need to be you. Through whose lens are you looking through when you are considering your life path, your family's or yours? And through which lens do you feel will ultimately lead you to real happiness as you do what your body and soul tells you to do? It's hard, as probably you will not get the support from your traditional family, or you may find support from a member or two, but ultimately most successful people will tell you that your happiness depends on you and the risks you are prepared to take and how much you are willing to sacrifice to reach your goals. You also need to be realistic about what you want and how good you are or prepared to be. And you need a passion from hell, and you need to know the difference. If you are mediocre, then you need to know that pursuing your passions without that innate talent will lead you somewhere, perhaps not to the level you will want to reach, but it will take you somewhere along your career path. But if you have been admired and acknowledged for your talent by others, and you know deep inside you that there is nothing else you desire, then work hard at it and get to the point of your ambition and let no one stop you. At the end of the day, you would have lived the way you wanted to without regret, but learn to contemplate calculated risks. Looking through your own lens also applies to other areas of your life besides career. It could be the type of lifestyle you want, the partner that you desire, the spiritual aspects of your life, your sexuality. As long as you desire a certain path in life, that you can say that it is you who is honestly looking through your own lens, then have courage to seek what you see as your desired existence and pathway towards that dream and go for it. It may seem a simple idea, but it stops a lot of people from attaining their lifelong dreams. Learn to discover you and become self-aware enough to know that only you are in charge of your destiny. And until you make that courageous decision to become you, you would never truly be satisfied, preferring to blame others from stopping you from the path you desire. Again, this advice comes from my own lived experiences, so I intend to try to prevent you from wasting precious time to reach your unique destination. If you try and fail, at least you know you tried. But if you never dared to make it happen, you'll only end up at your deathbed wondering, what if? And I, for one, prefer to take the road less traveled and have no regrets. If I've managed to inspire someone or a few of you to do something different to go for your dreams, let me know your thoughts and don't tell me it's not that easy. I know, as I've been there and done that. Don't live by excuses. Live by focus and determination. However, be realistic as well if you are not 100% sure. And ask people who you trust about how they feel and process what they have to say. But inevitably, if you still have a strong desire to go ahead and do it despite what anyone says, then go for it. Perhaps, if you are still a bit apprehensive, start small on the side when you have spare time, but do it nonetheless. And if it was meant to be, it'll take a life of its own and it will take over and grow. If this resonates with you, please give this talk a like, share it and subscribe, and comment if you wish to. I'm here to provoke your thoughts from the mundane to the magnificent. Thank you for listening, and remember, it's never too late.